Welcome back to Resident Evil, everybody.
I wonder if everybody is...
No, they're not, Rebecca.
Well, what should I do now? If you go out to search for the other members, how about letting me come with you?
Will you take Rebecca with you? You can say no, but...
All right, let's do it.
What happens if you say no?
Yes, sir. I'll do my best.
You don't get her help.
I have to prepare something.
She'll just
Would
stay
you
there.
like to go ahead?
She'll show up from time to time, but your ending will be affected by it.
Because you left her to die.
And the canon ending is Barry survives and Rebecca survives, because they are characters that show up later. So, first of all, welcome back, everybody, and I held off on this one until we actually got her. But here is one of the alternate outfits you can earn for Rebecca.
Rebecca.
You thought things were bad with Jill. And what's sad about this is Rebecca's the high school girl. Okay? Jill is not. Jill's a cop. Rebecca is 18 years old.
That's not high school.
And somehow has a medical degree. Because she's supposed to be like an army medic, but she's for the STARS team. Again, this is the Japanese trope of young prodigies.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a thing. Oh, crap. I think I broke it. Oh, take it off. There we go. So that's one outfit that you can get for Rebecca, and I think it's the only one.
What did you put that chemical in there?
Yes,
That's
I did.
right.
Oh, there's technically this one too, but this one will get unlocked in a later game.
Nice.
Such respect for Rebecca. So the other thing too that needs to be mentioned is, and I'll put the pictures up so you guys can see them. Rebecca actually does later on get her own game. So you remember, she's the only surviving member of Bravo Team. In the GameCube era, we actually got a prequel to the original Resident Evil called Resident Evil 0, where the main character is Rebecca Chambers. And her buddy Billy, I don't remember his last name, as they go through another spooky mansion in the Arklay Mountains. I swear, like, and this joke's been made. It's like, all of the countryside of Raccoon City is just littered with spooky mansions. And every one of them has some experimental horror or something. But yeah, they actually go through another mansion in the Arklay Mountains. And when she escapes from that one, she ends up at the Spencer Mansion and the original Resident Evil.
Nice. I'm gonna go watch a Let's Play of that now.
Rebecca, you have the luck that no one wants. Well, I would almost say hold off, because, like, well, I don't know if I can tell you to do that. Because I'd almost want to say, like, let's get to the remake first before you watch it.
The shield key.
Because it's going to be remake graphics.
Yeah, I don't care if it's remake graphics.
You can combine the keys. You can
Combine the keys to make one awesome ultimate key.
Wouldn't that be awesome if you created a key ring? That would be so much more helpful, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Just create a key ring, and therefore you don't have to worry about that crap anymore. Hey, Andrea, you remember when there was a key ring in WoW? Nobody remembers that anymore. So, yeah.
remember that.
I do, but that was just because I was one of the guys that actually did dungeon attunements. So yeah, we now have our partner, Rebecca, and she is another main cast member of the Resident Evil franchise. Even though, I want to say, well, I mean, she got her own game, so I'll give her that much credit. Barry has not had his own game. Barry has shown up in later games, but he's never been the main focus. So this is actually a room, Alex, you never saw. Because we came across this room and never showed it. Because I discovered it when I had to make it my way back. This is actually where you get the broken shotgun. And we didn't actually have to utilize it. We didn't have to utilize it for Jill, but we will have to use it for Chris. And you'll notice that we still have desks that are locked, but we have no lockpick.
Ooh.
You remember the last part where we came across a tiny key? You can get desk keys.
Nice.
And so you still get access to the stuff that Jill could get. You just have to carry around a small key to be able to do it. Like Zelda, you know?
Da-na. Da-na-na-na-na-na. Da-na-na. You can't, like, sleep in the bed and rejuvenate health, right?
Nope.
What's even the point?
Everything is background. Unless it's shiny. And you'll see this in later games where things will start ding, ding. So you know that it's something you can pick up. Unless it stands out from the imagery, you can't use it. Which is funny, because I think when Barry rescues you from Yon, Jill was in the bed, wasn't she?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's the only time. That's it. The bed does not exist aside from that. So nice, right? Will you take the broken shotgun? Now, technically, you can solve the puzzle for Jill and not get the berry scene, but I wanted to get the berry scene. So, there you go. People could call me picky, you could call me whatever, but I wanted to get that scene.
Oh, for that one scene?
Yes, where Barry saves you from the ceiling.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, because you would have to get the broken
If you
shotgun.
didn't solve it, then you got crushed.
Well, yeah, but you would have to take the broken shotgun if you didn't want Barry to save you. Right?
Yeah, but I didn't have it at that point. Actually, no, I did. Actually, on the Jill playthrough, I did have it.
I think you didn't get it, but you got it a little bit later, and you're like, oh, that's how, yeah, that's...
You know what? That might have been the case, where I got it later, and now it's just pointless.
Yeah. Yeah, I think you did that scene before you found the shotgun.
But yeah, again, you can solve it that way. You can solve the puzzle that way for Jill, but you don't get the berry cutscene out of it. And people might notice I am letting a lot of zombies live. Why? Because...
Why waste the ammo when you can just creep past them?
We'll eventually get to a point where we can clear out the mansion. And in fact, in one of my recordings, I do. Because we actually will get incentive to do it. There's going to be a cutscene later where it's going to be a good idea if you clear out a good portion of zombies leading to one of the save rooms. But you guys will have to wait on that one, because it comes later. Oh, look, it's the tiger, and we have the blue Jill.
You have the eye of the tiger.
I'm Rocky? Cool.
Adrian.
This is right. A blue eye and a tiger? That doesn't make any sense at all. Especially not a jewel. I mean, I'd sell that thing.
And I already know at least one question that's going to happen in the description is like, wait. She escaped one mansion to go to another. Yep. It's Resident Evil canon. It's in... Capcom put it in. It's canon now. You'll find a lot of things in Resident Evil canon are silly as crap, but they are canon. Oh yeah, by the way, that was a sword key door. We don't have the sword key. This is one of those times where I actually get key anxiety, because I think at one point in this recording, and you'll see it, I will have 3 keys in my inventory.
Wow.
It's like, okay, well, this key's pointless.
Danger.
Will Robinson? Indeed. But as you can see, I'm getting really good at avoiding the zombies. But the...
You're getting good at avoiding them.
Get good at avoiding.
Good. The other thing that I actually wanted to answer a question that you asked, Alex, when we... I can't remember what part it was, but it was when we revisited the mansion. And it was something along the lines of, if the hunters are here, are the zombies still here? If you kill off the zombies, or if you don't kill off the zombies and the hunters are here, are they both going to be there?
Mm-hmm.
To my knowledge, no. But then again, you're talking to the guy who cleared out most of the house before he left anyway. And I looked all around, and I could not see a confirmation on if you would see a house full of hunters and zombies.
Weren't you in the caution or danger?
Yeah, use the health. Use the health item.
Oh, is that when you go in the safe area?
Well, we're going to unlock additional stuff, so I will be able to get other herbs to heal with.
Oh.
Remember, I'm playing it safe now, so if I'm in the caution, I'm not using anything.
You've used the sword key.
If I'm in danger, I will. And it's because Chris can take more hits.
Well, yeah, but I thought you were kind of, and I'm like, oh, you're fine now.
Oh, and
was.
here's the closet room.
Yeah, he was, but he used a health item.
Oh, yeah. No, I took one out of my inventory to use it.
Oh.
So nothing special. So this is the room that we actually had the itchy tasty dialogue. Cool part is with Chris, different reaction. You just get this right off.
Zoom, motherfucker.
Zoom, motherfucker! Zoom! There we go. And we can get some shotgun shells. You can still get the journal. You can still get the itchy tasty journal.
Itchy tasty.
Itchy tasty. So the Keeper's Diary. Now the cool part about Resident Evil 0, you get lots more zombie animals. I'm actually happy to say that I think that monster had zombie gorillas. Or zombie... No, it was gorillas. They were bigger than chimps. I can tell you that much. They were bigger. And I think at one point, Alex, you also asked, like, what other animals do we see in the Resident Evil universe that are zombies?
Yeah.
Technically, zombie elephants are canon.
So let me get this straight. We see elephants, but never once do we see rats.
Nope. At least not to my knowledge.
Go figure that.
The cool part is that the elephants are technically non-canon now, or at least their story is.
Okay.
There was... I don't want to call it Resident Evil Online, because it was like early online games. But on PlayStation 2, you could get a Resident Evil game, I think it was called Dead Aim, and it was online based. So like it was kind of like an early version of Left 4 Dead. And you get the premise of Left 4 Dead, right?
Yeah.
You play as a person, and you and your team try to make their way to safety. This was a very early concept of Left 4 Dead. So you play as one of, I think, 5 possible people in a bar in Raccoon City. And, you know, in case you haven't figured it out yet, Raccoon City is not in good straits after a while because of the zombies. And so you actually have to escape Raccoon City with this group of people. And one of the ways that you can escape ends up in the Raccoon City Zoo, where you can fight zombie elephants.
Wow.
And there's models and everything. Like, in fact, let me see if I can find it. They actually look pretty cool. But yeah, there's technically zombie elephants are canon. Leeches can become zombies. Yep. I don't want to spoil too much on that one because that actually has a really cool
Just
enemy.
boggles my mind.
Resident.
It's awesome, but it boggles my mind.
Elephant. Oh, and we can even check because, to my knowledge, there is no zombie rat. Resident Evil elephant. Yeah, here we go. So here's the art in game for the zombie elephant.
Awesome. And be sure to put that on screen.
Yes, I will, if I remember to do so.
Future Adam, put it on screen.
Resident Evil rat.
There, I gave you a reminder. You have no excuse now. And if he doesn't, I want you all to go call him out
no,
on it.
there is one.
Oh.
There is a zombie rat. What game? What game did it show up? Because this is Parasite Eve. Resident Evil rat. This is fan art.
It's locked.
Oh, okay. They're not technically zombie rats, but they are rats affected by the virus because rats do eventually make their way into the remake of the first game. So you can't actually see rats scurrying around.
Well, isn't that the case with everything here? Aren't they all just zombified because of the virus?
They're zombified, but to my knowledge, those rats don't attack you. They're atmosphere. I might be wrong about that, and you guys can clarify this for me, but... Oh no, the Resident Evil wiki says there is a rat enemy.
Increment.
Which one? Oh, I don't remember this. There are zombie rats in Resident Evil 2. Actually, why don't I remember that? Because that makes sense. I don't want to spoil too much, but Resident Evil 2 and 3 are actually based in a zombified Raccoon City. And that's actually how it gets there. So a lot of people might consider, like, oh, the zombies got out and took care of Raccoon City that way. That's not actually what happens. They take care of the outlying areas, but eventually the virus makes it into the water supply, and the rats drink it. So then at that point they're zombified and they contaminate Raccoon City that way. So spoiler alert, in case you couldn't figure this out from a horror movie standpoint, Alex, the city does eventually succumb. I'm gonna get such crap in the comments. It's like, you totally spoiled it. I don't know how I could have, because I mean, Alex has seen horror movies before.
Yeah.
So at that point, it makes sense that if this, if so much as one zombie or dog got out, then
yeah,
we're all doomed.
It's basic pandemic science.
Yeah. So, and even the journals kind of admit that dogs got out of their kennels and they're wandering around in the open fields, as you could see in the opening cutscene. Yeah. Eventually, they're going to make their way to the city limits.
Dun, dun.
And so, spoiler alert, Resident Evil 2 and 3 are actually going to be in a zombie overrun Raccoon City.
Cool.
I'm not going to tell more details than that, but that's just because the story actually is really good. Resident Evil 2 is probably one of my favorite of the series, and I'm so glad that it's getting a remake. If we ever see it.
Dun.
I mean, we got the announcement like a couple of years ago, and still, to my knowledge, we have seen no concept art. Nothing on the Resident Evil 2 remake.
Yeah.
So I'm getting to a point where I'm starting to think that, well, that's the pink elephant in the room. It doesn't exist, and Capcom is only saying that to get people off their backs. And if I'm wrong, show me the concept art, because I still haven't seen it to this day. Alright, so we've saved again. It's time for us to go further into the house with 2 keys. Do we have enough freaking keys?
Yeah, lack of concept art is definitely worrisome. Considering by now, we've seen at least one image board for the next Evangelion movie.
Yeah. Well, and if you only have that much stuff, then you have to immediately assume there isn't much.
Is that a pig?
No, that was a rat.
Oh, okay.
That was a rat that you can see eventually in Resident Evil 2. So, let me see. I'm actually doing a really quick Google search again. Resident Evil 2 remake.
Hi, George.
Oh, okay. So there is additional stuff now, but that's more poster art than anything else.
Okay, well, are there any updates besides art?
Let's Google search that. These apparently were at E3 2017, so cool. I'm happy to hear that. Evil 2 remake. E3 2017. Because if there was art there, then maybe we got more stuff.
Music notes.
There's so here's a story from PlayStation Universe. There's a Resident Evil 2 remake update to tuck into today regarding the voice cast for the survival horror title. Oh yeah, we reported on this. The Resident Evil 2 original cast is not showing up. Oh yeah, by the way, Chris can't play a piano.
It's me, Chris.
Who else would it be?
Is that you, Rebecca?
She can play.
Ah, it's the Moonlight Sonata.
Can you play?
Because in the Resident Evil universe, only girls can play piano.
Play the piano, Dorothy. I mean, Rebecca.
Well, as you can see, she's not playing very well.
So Jill's the only one who can play the best.
Well, hold on.
Dun,
Wait, what is that?
My interpretation is off a little. Chris, may I practice for a while?
Will you have Rebecca practice? Yes, this is a choice you can have.
See? Just relax and play.
All right.
So, she's going to practice, and basically we just need to do a couple of things, and then later come back and she'll have it. And yes, we still do have the hidden door because of the Moonlight Sonata. I think they did that with Jill just to be able to say, okay, you get an easy one, but Chris gets a harder one, and you have to let Rebecca figure it out.
So what happens if you don't have Rebecca then?
Then you don't get that door.
Okay. Does that render the game unfinishable?
I'm trying to remember what actually... I think at that point, like, you might get another option saying, will you please let me practice some more? Because I think one of the crests is behind that emblem, so you do need it. Yeah, because eventually you need to get the gold emblem out of there, and that's what gives you the shield key. So unless they have another... Because the shield key opens up Yawn. So unless they have a different way for Yawn to be opened up, I think eventually they'll just say, can you please let Rebecca train up on the piano? But besides, I mean, like, are you going to say no to any opportunity to solve a puzzle? No. So
Yeah, but how are you
most
going to
people
know
would
it's a
say...
puzzle?
What was that?
How are you supposed to know that the piano's a puzzle? For all you know, it's just like some weird fluff to pad the game.
The only way I can answer that question is if you played Jill first. And
Yeah.
you knew.
Yeah, but I think I got a feeling like 9 out of 10 players probably picked Chris.
And most of them were teenage boys and going, I don't want you to play the piano. Okay, then they couldn't finish the game.
So the game...
So, yeah, I guess the game renders itself unfinishable.
unwinnable by design.
Thanks, Capcom. Actually, now you're actually making me think about it. I'm like, I don't think Capcom would have made this unwinnable, but they did do Sweet Home, and I think Sweet Home, like most point-and-click adventures at that time, could make themselves unwinnable. So, I guess my answer to you, Alex, is,
Well, why don't you know this
it's
stuff?
possible. I always let her play.
And she's playing.
Yeah, you can even hear it. That's the other cool part that I like, is in the atmosphere you can hear her.
Chris! Chris! You like it?
I love it.
I am dull and emotionless, and I'm going to nod to show you my approval. This is so beautiful.
Dun, dun.
This is so beautiful. Her tank top, not the song. That's the one thing that always threw me off about her outfit. She had to have that white tank top over her camo gear.
Oh, that was great.
And thus, Rebecca wins her piano recital, and we get another room.
What is that?
Oh, don't worry about it, Rebecca. You can't carry any more items, damn it! And thus I'm rendered an impossible choice. I really should have saved that. Well, we'll take the gold emblem. Chris! Actually, no,
Rebecca!
she doesn't care at that point. I don't know why. That always bugged me. There we go.
Chris, are you all right?
No. And your acting needs work too.
And I am just leaving you right there.
It's okay, we do it all the time. I mean, the funniest part, or at least the irony that I find here with Resident Evil, the original anyway, is Barry would leave Jill alone at really weird occurrences. Chris does the same thing to Rebecca. Which, as we'll find out later, because here's a spoiler, you eventually will play as Rebecca. Unlike the Jill playthrough, you never played as Barry. You will play as Rebecca, And you will be astonished. Astonished at how she survived.
I will be astonished.
Especially when we found out that there was another game where she was the main focus. We all wanted to smack Rebecca going, why didn't you just bring the inventory that you had for the previous game? Okay, so here's the shield key.
Because it got lost or something. Isn't that like every Metroid game, you lose your inventory?
Or sometimes it just falls off of you. So here's the shield key. This is the key, obviously, that opens up Jan's room, but that's going to go ahead and do it for us for this part. When we get back, we will continue to explore the Spencer Mansion.